Hey everyone, how's it going? Good to see you. This is the first video I've recorded from Season 2. I know, it's been 5 days since we started Season 2. I've not recorded anything. I've been simply playing as much as possible. Really enjoying the game, to be honest. Really great. If you haven't got to Season 2 yet, I can tell you now, it is hype. It really is. I'm going to do a separate video, I think, detailing progress and general strategy of where I am currently, how everyone's doing. I'll briefly go over it during this video, but I'll do a separate video on my updates. I'll do them probably once a week, sort of how the server's going, things that are happening. And I tell you now, we were literally 2 days in, and we had Rowan on our doors saying, "Hey, we'll come get the Oathbreakers. We're Gondor." And we're like, "Pardon? No, go away." So literally, it's mad. So if you're interested in that, hit that like, subscribe, and I'll be getting weekly updates on what the hell's going on. We're here. But for this video, we're going to be focusing on tips and tricks for Season 2. I'm 5 days in, and I want to share my learnings. Where I've gone wrong, where I've gone right, things I think are really important that you need to take into your Season 2 experience. Really important things. First of all, let me show you where I am. I am 37th on power production. Quite happy with that, since I'll explain in a minute on my commanders how I was a bit behind. I like to sit in sort of top 50s on everything. Ring level, person production, I always want to hit in the top 50s. Makes me feel competitive and one of the sort of top players, and that's where I want to sit, but not at the top to grab too much attention from myself. So yeah, that's sort of where I am currently. I'm sitting on 14,000 power production per hour. My resources are now really strong, and I've now got access to my first tier 3 unit, Guard of the Tower, and by the end of today, day 6 it'll be, end of day 6, I will have my tier 3 cavalry as well. So that's a bit of an update of where I am. Let's run on to the tips. So the first one I've got is get on early and get the buffs. When you restart, when you first 24 hours in the game, just like Season 1, you get the big buffs of reduction in wounded soldiers. Stamina only costs 10 per movement, which is insane. Honestly, use them as much as possible. So, key for this then is to get on in the first 24 hours. Okay, first 24 hours, and use those buffs as much as possible in those first 24 hours after you get on. It's really key that you get on at a time when you can play a lot. I personally sacrificed some sleep that night, got on at 4 AM, played for a couple of hours and went to sleep again. Yes, I'd reduced sleep, but tell you what, it was worthwhile of getting that little bit boost. Make sure you can get in front of everybody else. What we're finding now, and you will find in Season 2, is everyone is fighting over tiles. Everyone wants the tiles. So there's people betraying each other and all sorts. So it's very sensitive right now, especially with how many players are in Season 2. In Season 1, you didn't have the problem of how many people were there, because usually you had plenty of land to go and grab. Season 2 is not like that. You want to get on early, the first 24 hours, hopefully the first 12 hours. Get in there and try and start grabbing those 40 and 60 tiles as soon as possible, because they are the ones that go very quickly and the ones that give you decent resource. So let's pass over that and then get on early, get those buffs and use them as much as possible. After that, as a lot of people say this, focus on 2 or 3 commanders. I completely agree with that. The only thing I'll add to that is when you're choosing your commanders, think endgame. Who was good on high on the tier lists? If you watch other content creators, the tier 2s and tier 1 commanders, who are on the top of those tier lists and relevant for your faction. In my world, Gandalf obviously is kick-ass, so he's therefore top for me. Level 33, so I'm using him on everything really. He's also my Balrog and Dragon Farmer because he's respect 5 for me as well. So, but the 2 I've picked is Gandalf and Legolas is my 2 mains. The 3rd I'm leveling is Eowyn, using tips in the tavern to level Eowyn, nice and free, just keep going, and less army lost. But Gandalf is my main, and the reason why I said before is pick people who are good end game is I slept on Gandalf for the first 24 hours. Don't know why. I wish I could tell you why, but I slept on Gandalf for the first 24 hours, didn't use him, and I decided instead to go Legolas and Aragorn for some crazy reason. I do love Aragorn, using it in the first season, but no. get on your Gandalf. Once it gets to 15, 20, and it's going to be slow. The start is very slow and very painful. One of the key things I'd say is do not push too hard for the bigger tiles. Okay, take them comfortably and make sure, right, it's a good measure of success, is you want to be able to use all of your commander's stamina before running out of max army. Okay, if you run out of max army before your commander's got like less than 40 stamina, I'd say, you're going wrong and you're not putting enough resource into units. So re-emphasize, focus on 2 or 3 commanders. I'm picking Gandalf and Legolas because I want variety for end game. I want a high damage dealing character, a high healing and stuns, and Eowyn is obviously an awesome cav specialist. I'm Gondor, so those 3 are going to be my main focus for now at the start of the game. Who are sort of good ranks, good respect levels, and I'm going to get them to the top and kick ass with them. So next up on my tip list is about resource management. We mentioned it previously just a little bit then, but resource management. One thing to focus on with resource management is you're going to be running out of stone. Okay, those first few days, stone is a royalty. It's literally, you want it. So grab those stone tiles beforehand. The reason for it is what you'll notice when you're going through this is your mission chapter rewards, your missions, don't have stone inside. Okay, they don't have stone, they give wood, ore and grain. Now when you're doing buildings and recruitment, well, buildings especially, you need stone. So stone is your most important to grab in the first few days to build up that resource and make sure you don't slow down on buildings. The next bit, like the other thing, is iron. Okay, so you want to, like, iron and stone is your biggest resources and tiles you want to grab. Okay, after that is then food, then after that is wood. Okay, that's for Gondor. I use a lot of iron for building armies with horsemen and stuff. If you're a different faction, you might want to switch around your iron and your wood production because you might be having archers and stuff which use a lot of wood. Therefore, use the wood instead of the stone. You want to match that with sort of stone production. So stone most important, then depending on your main army resource is then an iron or wood to balance that out. Okay, really important though, if you keep following these chapters, really important to keep following the chapters. It'll give you loads and loads of resources. Keep following them, keep getting them, and make sure you have enough stone to keep progressing. The other thing I was going to say about resource management, I failed a little bit on this. I kept wanting to progress my buildings. I had a big focus on buildings, and I kept sort of like not building army because of it. I want to emphasize the importance of tier 2 units. Get yourself there fast, spend gems to get there, because they are really good units. We spend so much of the game using the tier 3s, we forget actually how good the tier 2s are. So, as a comparison, Spearman here is 32 HP and 51 defense. Well, they only got 40 HP and 78 defense there. So only an 8 extra HP. Yes, a bit more defense, a bit more solid. But still, it's not a massive difference. On top of that, Guard of the Tower costs quite a bit more resources. Well, actually, Spearmen are alright. They're okay. Same with your Cavalry. Your Cavalry at tier 2, 82 HP versus 37 defense. 94 versus 61. Yes, we've got bonus on both, but the prices compared to the two of them, I save quite a bit by having the tier 2s. So they're all right. Do not sleep on them. Use them, and once you see them, right? Once you see your tier 2s, spend your money to get them and make sure you max all of them out. Get them. Like, make sure you have plenty of army. I still run into the problem now when I'm not putting enough army in. So I have to slow down a little bit. However, I am using all of the stamina as I get it. If I go to Legolas now, he's got too much, then I won't be happy. But you can see here, I'm using all the stamina as I've got it. Okay? And that's the important bit. Keep using the stamina. So make sure you have enough tier 2 units to be able to keep topping them up and keep using that stamina. Tier 2 is kick-ass. Don't sleep on them. Do get them. Do use them. It's key for taking all your 130s and 150s. So get them, really good, and honestly, they'll make a massive difference. Don't try and rush for the tier 3s. That is another really big tip that I can't stress enough. I did mention before about gems, but I want to use them wisely, okay? Best things to do, or you're sort of like, is your wounded, your apothecary, to get them back on the road, especially the first 24 hours. Use those gems to treat them and then speed them up. Finish. It's not much. There's going to be loads of units in there because you've got 50% reduction in deaths. Honestly, use those gems to get your apothecary down quick, and use those gems to get your buildings done faster so you can get your tier 2 units. So using those gems is really important. The only thing to mention is be smart when using them. The amount of times I've rushed through main hall like, oh, speed up, let's do it now, blah. Get those units right, I've got that now. Go into here, go into my quarters, and oh, I can't afford. So I have to wait anyway. So be smart with it. You can do this as a free to play. You get loads of gems at the start. Use them wisely though, and just do some calculations before you go and do it. Think about how much things are going to cost, because yeah, you're going to end up wasting resources when you don't need to. There's some of my top tips. What I'm then going to do is just also cover off a little bit of strategy stuff, because I feel like I keep seeing things and it's upsetting me. Okay. Don't go into world chat as my other tip. Okay, world chat is horrible. The amount of times I've seen our faction in there talking crap, and then seeing other people like trying to recruit, like Rohan currently on our server is the most powerful. Okay, they are the most powerful. They've got the two of the biggest fellowships, and they are powerful. They know they are. However, they've shown their strength mega early. They've shown their power mega early. So guess what everyone's watching? Rohan. Everyone's looking at him going, I want to be friends with them, but they're pissing me off. Like, I'm watching them, because if they come at me, I'm struggling. So what if I get some allies with someone else quickly? So like we and Gondor are thinking, wait a minute, probably like go to like Mordor and say, listen, we are at a truce. We don't want to touch each other. Can we leave each other alone so we can defend ourselves against Rohan if something kicks off? And hopefully Mordor will say yeah. Because if not, what's going to happen is we're probably going to do the opposite. I've removed myself from the council personally, so I can't decide any of these things. All I'm interested in right now is where Rohan go here. Like I said, I'll do another video doing sort of like an update on where we are currently. But honestly, it's an interesting one. Stay out of that world chat. Do not make enemies. And the other point is you don't need to jump ahead of the game. Like, we're sitting in Gondor in a few different fellowships that are a little bit lower down, and we're not grabbing loads of attention. And I think we're in a perfect spot right now. I'm just interested to see what our council do. We've got 33 members on the council. 33 members deciding what the faction should do. Like, I'm not in it. I don't want to be in it. Do I think I'll be good at it? Yes. Do I want to be in it? Yes. Do I want to be in there when there's 33? No. I've not asked for it. I don't want to be in there. Not interested whatsoever. I want to stay out of it. Also, that means I can do sort of videos for you guys on sort of strategy and stuff, and again, I'll talk about that in the next sort of video. But yeah, I think that's it for tips and tricks. Hopefully some of those helped you. Season 2 is so hyped. I hope you're enjoying yourselves, or if you've not got there yet, hold on Season 1, because you're gonna have fun. Okay, you're gonna have fun in this. It's really hyped, and I cannot wait to show you what's going on our server in the coming weeks. And I want to hear from you guys. Is there any more tips you want to share with other people? If you've already been in Season 2 that you don't think I've covered, then do share in the comment section below. And remember, if you do like this video and you do enjoy the content I put out, hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, I shall catch you next time.